No doubt, the new Losi Audi R8 LMS is a beautiful RC supercar. What's up, guys? We're very lucky today. We've got the Losi Audi R8 here, and we also have the latest version of the Traxxas XO-1. Now, there's plenty of videos out there on the XO-1. We're not going to go in detail on that vehicle. Really want to check out the Audi R8. It's super killer, and we'll kind of see how it stacks up against the XO-1, see what's similar, and see what isn't. So first things first, let's just point it out. The Audi looks fantastic. It is such a killer looking car. It's got the trim and the decals and the scale wing, and you get the mirrors on the side with the exhaust on the back. It looks so badass, especially when you see it in person and its sheer size. It's quite a bit bigger than the XO-1. And it's just brilliant. It's such a cool looking car. It looks way better than the XO-1. But to be fair, the bodies are designed for different reasons. So underneath the body of the Audi, this behemoth 1/6 scale RC car is outfitted with a full scale servo, which is pretty nice. On the XO-1, you just get a regular smaller 10th scale servo. You also get a 160 amp Dynamite ESC, although when you look at the side of the ESC, it says 150 amps. I don't know what's going on there. Losi claims it's 160. And then wired to that ESC is big 10 gauge wire going to two EC5 connectors. So to supply the brushless power to this 1/6 scale behemoth Audi, a big 1200 kV Dynamite motor is used. It is brushless but not sensored, but it is massive. It's 2¼ inches thick and 3½ inches long, and when you compare it to the Mamba-based motor in the XO-1, it's just slightly longer, but it is quite a bit thicker. It's hard to tell in the video, but in person, it looks substantial. The size of this Dynamite motor is massive. It's almost the size of my fist, and comparing it to a brushed 10 scale motor here, you'll see that it just dwarfs it. But this heavy Audi needs that big motor, as it weighs in at over 14 pounds compared to the XO-1 that weighs in about 8½ pounds. But with that extra weight, you get extra car. The Audi R8 measures 32 inches long, almost 3 feet, and it's 14 inches wide. That's 5 inches longer than the XO-1 and 2½ inches wider. For battery power on the R8, you're going to need two 3-cell LiPo batteries. And conveniently, the way the chassis is designed, that on the underside there's battery doors where you install and remove the batteries. It's really nice and convenient. There's a little round lock that keeps the door closed, and everything is very nice and smooth and flush on the underside of the chassis. And thankfully the chassis is designed like this, because to get the body off or put it back on, you have to remove 8 screws on this vehicle, and it's a huge pain in the butt. It takes a while. There's 2 screws on the front, 2 on the back, and then there's 2 that go through on the side to like these brackets coming off the chassis. So you might be wondering, how does this Audi R8 stack up against the XO-1? Well, there's really 3 things to consider here if you want to compare these two cars. There's speed or performance. There's also aesthetics, or how they look, and there's the price, what they cost. And the one that stood out to me the most when I started looking into this is the price of the Audi. It's a very expensive car when you compare it to the XO-1. The Audi R8 out of the box, not including batteries or a charger, is roughly $1,200. Depending on where you buy your kit, or if you use coupon codes or any of that stuff, it's $1,200. The XO-1, on the other hand, again, depending on where you buy it, it's $700. That's ready to run, but does not include batteries or a charger. And for that price, you could add in 2 of the nicest Traxxas batteries. They're 8400 milliamp 3-cell batteries, and throw in a Traxxas dual chargers, and your XO-1 would be running under $1,100. That still comes out quite a bit ahead of the Audi, and you haven't even purchased batteries or a charger for it. So aside from how much these cars cost, the second biggest difference between them is what their advertised speed is. The Audi out of the box is claimed to run at 60 plus miles an hour. I'm not sure what the plus means, but I imagine you could probably get the Audi to maybe do 65, 70, maybe 80. It is a 14-pound car, so that would be quite scary, but nevertheless, it's claimed at doing 60 plus miles an hour. The Traxxas XO-1, on the other hand, is claimed at doing 100 plus miles an hour out of the box. 100 plus, what's that mean? 105? 110? I'm not really sure. I know people are hitting over 100, but nevertheless, the difference between a 60 mile an hour car and a 100 mile an hour car is an increase of 60%. That's substantial. So the third difference between these two cars is how they look, and most importantly, why they look that way. Where the XO-1 is very sleek, the chassis is very low, the CGs are low, the body is very low profile. It's been optimized to do 100 miles an hour. That's simply what it's made for. It's made to go super fast in a straight line. The Audi, on the other hand, kind of blends in speed and performance with looks, where you still get 60 miles an hour out of a box, which is fast. It really is. That's fast for a car of this size, ready to run out of a box. But it takes that performance and blends it with the realism and the scale looks of a full-size car that is badass. And Losi's really done a good job with it, and if you really like Le Mans or you just particularly like this vehicle, you're not going to be disappointed with it. It looks fantastic. So although the Audi is close to half the speed at nearly double the price, damn, it sure looks good. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video of the Audi R8 and our special guest, the XO-1. Woo! If you want more information on these cars, you can check out the links down below. And until next time, peace. Very well done. Congratulations, guys. That was good.